silent room for a second.
Yeah. Start time. Save. Record only. It won't let me change it. It won't let me change it. All right. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to back out. I'm going to change the time, and I'm going to come right back and do it. Oh wait. Now it says 5
No,
people.
I think we caught up. I think we're actually going now for whatever.
Are we going? Because it says 5 people on there right now. I just need to know, people, if we are actually there. We'll edit all that stuff out.
We have Cats in the live chat that says yay. She just
All right. There we go. All
got
right.
off
So
work.
we are live now. Thank you so much. We messed up the whole intro.
You want to do a fake intro? Should we?
Let's give the fake intro. We are rocking with the one, the only, from. You know, that's such a hard show to say. You know, from the one, the only, the beautiful and talented Liz Saunders.
Hello.
Oh, that's a good one.
Welcome.
Thank you for joining us. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. And sorry about the technical difficulties in the beginning and everything else.
No worries.
But as always, when you're on Teflon TV, we have a tradition called Rep Your Hood. We like the people for you to rep your hood and let the people know exactly where you are born and raised.
Okay. Born Bristol, England, raised Calgary, Alberta, and currently living in Toronto, Canada. And currently living in Halifax, just to shoot.
Just to shoot. And you're shooting right now from season 2. One of the questions we wanted to ask right off the bat, and people are here. TSN Jesus is like, oh my God, it's Donna is in the building. Oh, it says you are so awesome. ZF says in the show, and we all agree without a shadow of a doubt. LCH Jeremy is saying, what up, Donna?
Hey.
Are people right now recognizing you as Donna in the street and calling you Donna? And does that mess with you like that? No.
It doesn't. It hasn't happened because we're in Canada and it hasn't aired here yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so it has not been seen in Canada. You come to the United States and you
might be different. I don't know, but here, yeah, no, still completely incognito.
So most of your friends or people that live local around you probably haven't even seen the show yet.
Oh yeah, no, I have hardly any friends who've seen it. I have a couple. I have overseas in England who've seen it, and it's some friends in the States, of course, who've seen it. But yeah.
Oh wow! Well, they're missing out. I would say that
Yes, they are missing out, but we will get it. It is coming. It is coming our way.
Now, we were wondering real quick. After shooting season 1, did you know that season 2 was you were going to get a season 2? Did anyone know that, or it was just dependent on how season 1 went?
I think it was like we knew there was a good possibility, but it wasn't a sure thing, and I think it was sort of between. I don't know this for sure, but between how the network saw it and how fans responded, but I think we had an idea it would go again, but you never know.
Yeah, that's show business, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you, the questions I asked you is going to be more like a game, and Phil's going to be more the straight man today, right? Okay. He's going to ask you the straight. So the question I ask you will be more like a game situation, and Phil, you'll do the straight man stuff and everything. So I'll ask one question right now before we get into this, and it will be basically who's most likely will be what it is, right? So we're talking about the people, not the characters in the show, but the people that are playing the characters, all right?
The actual actors.
Actual actors. So the first one would be, who is most likely to live in Colony House, and who's most likely to live in the town?
Who's most likely to live in Colony House? Oh fuck, this is hard. I'm not even thought to this. I think Cordian would be one of the most likely to go, who plays Ellis, would be Colony House. I think there's a couple others. And I think Liz Moy is a toss-up. Mm-hmm. Chan. She's a toss-up. And who's our town person? I don't know know if we have a town person that I would be like, yeah, that's a town person.
How about yourself? Where would you, if you were stuck in that town, where would you stay?
Okay, this would depend on who I came in with. If it was on my own, I'd go to Colony House. If I came in with my family, I would probably pick town.
Well, that's an interesting transition because Tony and I were doing some research about the show, and we didn't realize that your husband is on the show, right?
Yeah,
He plays
yeah, we did a couple episodes.
Now, we were wondering, was he the guy you hit?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Now, when you actually got to punch your husband in the face, now what was it like? Oh, honey, like he messed with you that morning. Like, oh, honey, that one slipped. I really hit him. Director, can we run that back again?
Yeah, did you ask for another take? Did you ask another take? Another take?
Yeah, I did. I asked for a lot of takes. No, it was. He's an amazing physical actor, so he can sell any kind of physical stuff really, really well. So I was really glad it ended up being him because I'm like, yeah, I know I can throw this stage punch and he's gonna sell it. And so we had a gas.
It seemed like it. Again, people in the chat.
I hit my husband. Like
I'm
like, wow, people like it better once they know.
I don't think a lot of people knew, and I agree that I'd like it better now that I know. People in the chat, you can call in, ask your questions, 781-990-8509. The chat is going across, so if you want to call in and ask your question, obviously they'll be pre-recorded and Phil will screen them. So don't try to ask something crazy like what's happening in season 2. We know she can't tell you stuff like that, but if you just want to call in, show us some love, 781-990-8509. All right, Phil.
Okay, I know this is going to be an interesting question, but you've done so much voice acting and stage and on-camera work. What's kind of similar about your process when you go into a part in one of those avenues, and what's different about the way you approach a character when you do each different thing?
Okay, voice, which I've done less of. I'd say that's the most different because, like, I just prep it. I don't do as deep a prep. Maybe if someone gave me a massive voiceover, I would. But that's sort of so much in the moment, whereas the other ones, they're in the moment. I have to be in the moment, but I do a ton of research, especially for theater and for larger film and TV roles. But just getting to know the character and how they behave, which in theater you get to practice a lot.
Over and over, and you have to replicate that live in front of people.
Yeah.
You just came off in 2019 doing Midsummer Night's Dream, playing the character Puck. That must have been so fun playing that kind of character.
That was really fun, and it was really cool to play Puck as a mature woman. Although I kind of played her pretty gender fluid, or them pretty gender fluid, and was all over the place, and I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, you seem to be like a lot of horror stuff seems to be on your resume. Is that something that you gravitated to, something you wanted to do, or this is the way it just happened to turn out?
I seem to have in the last sort of 7 years fallen into the horror genre, and I'm having fun doing it, but it was not something.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was an autocorrect, like a overcorrection after so much Mrs. Turtle stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. I always get kind of a kick that it's like Mrs. Turtle and Donna. They were talking about Comic-Con the other day, and I was like, I'm going to have 2 booths. I'm going to have Mrs. Turtle booth and Donna booth right next to each other. No, I don't know. It's just like, and who knows? Like, I love doing drama. I love doing comedy. So I'm hoping those other things will be in my future. But I'm having fun doing this, so I'll keep doing Donna.
I think that you have a lot of things in your future. So here we go again. Who is most likely to get fooled by the monsters, I call them aliens, and leave the door open? We've seen. I think you put a post up about Porn Stash. That's the nickname I give him, the guy who opened the door for alien. Recently on Twitter, you put a post.
Oh yeah.
So who do you think would be Porn Stash in this situation on the cast? Who would be most likely to do that and mess everything up for everybody?
Accordion again for the win.
Ellis seems to be it's so bad. People are.
I don't know. I think mostly not. I just have a feeling there might be a weak spot one night. But, I'm not saying he's the only one.
But he's the most likely one to get
I think so, until he sees this and goes, "What the?"
Yeah, what you do? Tony, we do have our first voicemail of the night. This is from area code 612.
Hey, how you doing, fellas? This is Jay Hall from Minneapolis, 612. Donna, I love you. I love the character, love the show. But my question is, from a character perspective of Donna, what other character in the show would Donna just be disappointed in the decisions they've made and also some of the actions they've taken throughout the season? Who would Donna most be disappointed in of the characters of the show? Again, love the show, love the stream, fellas. I'm back. It's not aliens. Love you.
Yes, it is.
Accordion. No, it's not accordion. It's always gonna have accordion. I think even though I know him the least well, I'm gonna say Jim.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe Kenny, there's moments, but I think Kenny's learning fast.
Yeah, Kenny ain't getting that girl though, so Kenny, forget it. I guarantee you that.
Tony has a lot of theories, but the one he's most guaranteed is that Kenny's gonna lose that girl somehow.
Oh, he's losing. That's a done deal. I got that down.
I don't even know yet. So
I can guarantee you that.
So that's that. Saying that's an interesting question. How much? And I know this isn't really a spoiler, and definitely don't spoil anything. But how much do you guys in the cast actually know about where the story's going, or do you get page by page kind of stuff?
We get the script. We shoot 2 scripts at once, 2 episodes at once, and so we get those scripts somewhere between a week or 2 weeks before we go into it. That can change, but we don't have a sense of where this season goes. We just get the episodes and eat them up. We love reading them, but we don't know. Like I have read 1 episode ahead now, but we're about to shoot the next 2. So, and I haven't read the second one, so we don't know.
Oh, wow. How long did this tell you? How long did the shoot? Did they tell you exactly how long it's going to be? Like 3 months shoot, 2 months shoot, 5 months. So yeah, 5 months to shoot.
So you're there till like December or something like that.
Yeah.
All right, so let people who are wondering when season 2 come out understand that they're shooting through December. 5 months it takes them to do it.
Yeah. So we'll be done early December, and then they have to do post-production, and I don't really know how long that will take.
Yeah, that'll be a while. And they built this whole set, right? Everything in the set is completely built. They didn't just go to a town and say, let's just use this. They built the whole thing.
Built the whole thing. It's absolutely amazing when you're on it.
So speaking of building it on, when you were cast as Donna, how much of the character was on the page and how much were you able to kind of design yourself, or was it a marriage of both?
I think it's a marriage of both. I think when I auditioned, I had a strong sense of what I saw on the page anyway. And obviously they thought, well, they saw something that I saw, or vice versa. I brought something. Yeah, she stuck out to me because she's an unusual character. I was like, yeah, I want to play that character. So it was a lot on the page. John had made her pretty clear. And then we dove in so quickly with that. Hi, Lola, thank you. Watches the screen. We dove in with that monologue about the monsters. So like it was my second day of shooting, and that informed me a lot. Like it was like a crash course in Donna-ness.
Was it a long audition process?
No. It was probably less long because of COVID, and so everything's like.
Was it all like sending video auditions, or did you actually?
First was a video self-tape, and then we did a Zoom.
Nice.
audition.
People are saying, Miss Saunders, Miss Saunders, you have to come back on the show once the monsters are identified. It comes out, and Tony has to do the one chip shot. So what it is, what they're talking about is that I have come up with the theory from the beginning that these monsters are actually aliens. Other people are saying they're monsters. So I have one chip, the hottest chip, I guess, in the world. That if I'm wrong, I have to eat this chip live on stream.
Okay.
So that's what they're talking about. And someone was asking, not to spoil anything, but do you know whether they are more monsters or aliens or what they are? Did they expose that to you? You have no idea what it is.
We have no idea. As much as you guys are theorizing, there's a lot amongst the cast.
That is great to know. Tell them to watch my videos and to get over what
when it came out, the first season, like we were all ourselves like, what? Oh my God, that's a clue. We were doing it too.
Because listen, I'm telling you, like when they first showed like the little girl in the first episode opened with the grandma, and she opened it, like to me, like I told people who got mad at me, I was like, if that was my child, I would have hit her with a brick. Because you're not going to open that window and get me killed. Like I don't know why that mom was so get away from the window. I would have threw a brick. Bro, get away from that window. What are you doing? You ain't killing me. You ain't killing me.
I know. But I wonder if there's like an element of the hold that the monsters get on people, that there's something that they can weaken people without.
Yeah, they do have some type of mind because they know people's names, they know things about them and things. So they definitely have some type of thing going on there. So I also see, I don't know if they actually showed, but Donna and Boyd have a hostility towards him. I don't know if they actually fleshed that out yet, why they have this hostility, but are they going to show a little bit more of why they truly don't get along, like why this is my spot, you're not allowed up here, I mean, and everything else?
I don't have an answer for that, and I'm not being cagey.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. No answer. Let me go into.
Even though I look like I'm being cagey by going.
Yeah, the way you put your hand there is like
not being cagey.
Not being cagey.
I don't have a good answer.
There's no game of chess going on.
Everyone hates the Howdy Doody monster the most. That's the most scary one. That we hate Howdy Doody. That on this channel we can't stand Howdy Doody. Tell Howdy Doody's not allowed to come around us, sir.
Did they keep you guys separate?
Smiley.
Did they keep you guys
separate? Smiley? He looks like
Smiley. Yeah.
Oh, he's Howdy Doody.
I get why you call him Howdy Doody.
All right. Next question I got is, who is the most likely to lose their mind and go crazy from being trapped inside this town out of the cast? Who would be the most likely to do that?
Of the cast.
Yes. Like who would just couldn't take it, just go crazy?
Oh, geez, I don't know. I don't know. It might be me, actually.
I think I'd lose it after a few days.
It could be me.
There's not enough weed in the world. I don't think I'd be like, I'd be wandering around and everything. We got a great question from the chat. T-ville says, I love your performance in From. I feel like Donna protects people at Colony House because she couldn't protect her sister. I think it is her redemption. Do you agree with that assessment?
I totally think that. I totally think like that is for me something I built in, because I just don't know how you could watch your sibling, who was sort of your leader sibling.
Yeah, because she was tough.
Yeah, she wasn't just killed; she was destroyed. She was tortured, and I didn't do anything. And so I totally went that for me is something that I put into play as Donna.
And
I don't know if John thinks that. I don't know if John wrote that, but that's something that's important to me. So cool.
Yeah, I also like the fact that, you know, when they had you say in there that, you know, these monsters at least show you who they are. And in the real world, we have these same type of monsters who hide. Yeah. And at least Colony House was, you know, people that free, people of all colors, living together, peace, harmony. We're gonna have a little drama here and there, of course, but at least this is a better, even it's a better world than the world you got back. And do you think that Donna sometimes is like her institutionalized, like she's been there so long that she's so used to it that she's like, you know, it makes no sense to even try to find the way home. We just chill and just call it a day right here.
I think that crosses through Donna's mind. I don't think it's always there, but I think there's an element of Donna that has found a like a place within this, as long as if it starts breaking down, which it is, you know, we've already seen it's breaking down. That will shift, I think, for her. But yeah, it's like, I think she's got something she never had in the real world before she landed there.
What's interesting, and it feels like it could be the case, or maybe not, that we're in a cycle where it hasn't just blown up or heading in that direction now. It's happened many times throughout many different timelines, and there seems to be that kind of vibe going on.
Yeah, no, I sense that too, but I'm not clear on it either. Like, that's what I kind of love about the show, is that John and the other writers invoke those kind of things, like, you know, sometimes really obviously, like you get the you know, flashbacks of people thinking they've seen things, or well, like the talisman, but this I can't think of the word, the shape that Jade finds in the
the symbol
already found and drawn over and over and over again. Like, it's like, so someone's already been through this.
And the dog, and also the dog, and how the dog doesn't age, that we've seen a few times. Stuck
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and you have the bottles with the notes inside of the bottles that are up there from all different times,
and the clothing that the creatures wear from the different from set in a certain.
Yeah, because that milkman is from the 50s. I think that milkman is from the 50s. That costume.
And a lot of like, in terms of invoking, like, John will mention books and TV shows from another time, like, you know, Gilligan's Island, or the Judy Blume book. Are You There, God? He mentions Judy Blume and another author, and he mentioned some other TV shows, and I think that sort of draws people, like, it's like an invocation of like, oh yeah, back then.
It also seems fun that they keep you guys out of the loop, in the sense to give you the sense of wonder, to kind of radiate what the actual characters feel and try to discover what's going on. More hearing you talk about it and hearing other actors talk about the show, it's the excitement of trying to figure it out yourself.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, sometimes as an actor, it's like, why don't I know this? I'll be able to make a decision. And then, but other times it's like, oh, well, if this was happening in real life, I wouldn't know what was lying under it, or what was the outcome.
You wouldn't know what the moment before was, because you don't know how you got into the town.
Yeah. So it's pretty cool that way.
You've been a part of, throughout your entire career, even if they're, you know, small parts of some very crazy, like, iconic productions: the Boondock Saints, Sailor Moon, Goosebumps, Kung Fu: The Saga Continues. Do you have any fun or random stories from one of those bit parts you were in sort of throughout your career? Like Goosebumps, is, I know it's so important to a lot of people. It's just Sailor Moon, and kind of with that, how did that transition in getting the voice of Mrs. Turtle and all of that too around that time period?
All right. Well, Sailor Moon, literally, like, I came in and did a few records of it, so I didn't really, like, I was on it, but I didn't have a whole lot to do with it. Goosebumps was one of my first TV series I ever did.
And you were in a couple of episodes as well, I believe.
I think it was like a 2-parter called Welcome to Dead House. And that was a lot of fun. Yeah. With that had zombies.
You are in, this is your niche.
And then, but Mrs. Turtle came out of the blue. Like, I just, you know, they were like, go on.
Like your voice.
Like my voice, and I got Mrs. Turtle.
All right, I will ask another one. Let's go through it. Who from the cast is most likely to get killed?
Oh boy. I don't know.
Don't worry, they're not going to watch this video.
No, they're not gonna. Who's most likely to get killed? You know what? Literally, I don't know that you'd be the most likely to get killed, but I think one person that would get themselves in situations that we might wonder if they would have been Sean, who played Kotri. But I think he always escaped. He always kind of makes his way through, so it wouldn't be him. But
Julie.
really not.
I would say that actress who plays Julie,
Yeah.
that actress who plays Julie, like her breakdown scenes when she's emotional is amazing. Like
She's fantastic.
She does a great job at that. Like
Yeah.
like she's really got that down. Like she really conveys that. I mean, the whole cast. I mean, Harold is just, obviously he's Harold, right?
He's a dream.
How is it working with these Harold and the rest of these castmates for you?
Oh, I love working with them. I love working with everybody. It's a solid group that gets along really well because we're all a little bit quirky and everybody kind of does their own thing, so we get along really well.
Yeah, it seems like you have
and Harold is just the freaking dream.
Yeah, anyone in the chat, if you want to ask a question, you know what I mean. You call in. If you don't have to leave it in the chat, you can call in. It's better if you called in at 781-990-8509. All you gotta do is say your name, where you're from, and address and call it in. But Faithful Planner wants to know, how does Donna feel about Victor? And I want to know where the hell all these peaches came from.
The peaches came from props.
Great prop department. Great.
The props bring the peaches and put them in there. I don't know where the peaches come from. How we still have all those peaches, all those old cans peaches. I think Donna has a real protective, soft spot for Victor. Like, I think she recognizes that he's special. That he needs to be kind of taken care of. Like that he'll go wander and do his thing, but I think she's very caring of him.
Yeah, and he got upgraded to on the main cast this year.
Yeah, which is fantastic, but it's so weird because we all just think of him as main cast.
Yeah, we were saying that too. He was in every episode in the first season, practically. Anyway,
practically, yeah. He came on, I think, a couple episodes in, but he was there, and he's just it's semantics, right? Semantics in a contract
and money, really more money.
Yeah, but yeah, no, he's always to us.
And I think the show is also set up to always bring in new cast members when other old ones get killed off, right? Yeah. Just the way it's set up. And I like, at the end we get the bus, that bus could be full with 80 people, and you can always recycle people. I think that the way it's set up like that is a great setup for the show itself.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this, and my mom distracted me. She came into the chat and distracted me. So and everything. Let me just say this, because we're about to see we've seen a kind of marriage with Ellis and Fatima, all right, in there. Who would be the most likely to get married out of the cast?
Out of the cast?
Yes, like who would be that person, like who would live there and say, you know what, I'm because I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I'm living like that, I'm not marrying anyone. It's just going to be,
colony house all day long.
I'm in the colony house. Phil's in the colony house. We're colony house members, and that's it. Phil, he could play. Give it a bongo. We're gonna audition for the comedy house right now. Give it to him.
Awesome.
There we go.
We need to hear that actually at the colony house.
Yeah, we need you to have Tony.
Music.
Yeah, Tony and I need to come and be special.
Yeah, we could be the entertainment for colony.
That's what I can do. It was funny because yesterday I read a fan wrote, there was a question about which you would choose, and he wrote something like, well, definitely not Pollyanna Marie Mansion. I was spit out my tea. I was just like, thank you for
Well,
calling it that.
thank you. We'll put that on the brochure. That's good.
Yeah, polyamory mansion. So who would get married on the show?
Yeah, who would be the person you think that
So would like
warm-hearted
put roots in the town if they were stuck in
you
the
want
town.
me to get married here? I'm just gonna, instead I'm not getting married. I'm just living every day. Ain't trying to get married, but who would be out of the cast would be that serious
Maybe Ricky He.
Ricky He. So that is the person who plays
Kenny.
Kenny.
And I might be saying that because Ricky he and his wife just had a baby. So I think of him as new daddy.
Oh.
Well, that's good. Congratulations to him and his new baby.
Yeah, it's great.
Has they come on the set, the family?
No, they haven't been able to. We're pretty locked down. Like they're really strict about people coming onto set.
You can't.
The COVID.
Oh, because of the COVID.
It would be amazing
if Canada has been very much locked down since the COVID. Right.
A portion of Canada has. I think comparatively we have been, but it doesn't really look like it often. But sets have to be super careful because if a couple of us go down, we just shut down.
Yeah, everything. You ruin production and delays everything.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing. We were talking about it earlier about them building the town like that and building the town from the ground up. So you were saying earlier that it's just such an amazing place. And is it so fun to kind of just go to a set like that compared to, more of a formed set, more of a stage set or something like that?
Totally. I remember just walking on and just all of us were just like, what? And Colony House. I mean, it's the up on the hill. You can see it from the highway. You can see this big mansion from the highway. It's amazing to be on. And then a lot of our interiors are in studio, so we have a studio in a second place. But that's still all really, really impressive.
Oh, that is amazing. I'm knocking on wood that the show is on for many years, and then in off seasons they can do tours. Just send people down there to go get a tour.
Oh, yeah. No, that would be cool. Someone was talking about the Stranger Things experience. They had gone to the Stranger Things experience. They're like, we need a From experience.
Oh, definitely need a From experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. I'm living like in Saratoga, New York, in upstate New York, so I'm not too far from Canada. And
no, you're not at all.
No, when I was younger and I was rapping and doing all that stuff, one of my first shows I ever did, I was in Saint Hubert was the place that I did a show, and it was a place called Chi-Chi's, and that was like one of my first times it's a long time ago. Maybe you don't remember Chi-Chi's, but I did a show.
I don't know Chi-Chi's, but I think there's probably a Chi-Chi's in every town in Canada.
And our co-host right here, LMR, who does the streams with us all season and stuff, she has this question. She says, what is one of the most enjoyable, memorable moments when working on From?
Oh boy, there's lots. I mean, the first coming on the first day what we shot, them all running into Colony House, and I was like, get on the floor, and they didn't know why. And that was really cool because it was just like a whole horde of actors that didn't know each other. And just Jack Bender, who directed those early episodes and is directing 6 of the episodes this year. Jack just he's sort of a master at mayhem. So that was a really great memory. We have such fun on the show that it's really hard for me, and my memory is not really great at the moment.
So who is as we all know, usually on these sets, there's some of these people, acting this serious job, but a lot of people like to play around, try to get you laughing, messing up your lines. Is there anyone like that on this set that you've been around that's just a practical joker and likes to play a lot of jokes on you, for the cast themselves?
Not practical joker. Sean definitely. Sean Majumder. No one's really a practical joker, but we have a pretty good sense of humor on set. I like to have fun on set. Otherwise, I get too serious and down. So, but yeah, Sean. But we have a lot of funny people on this show.
It sounds like the when you more you describe it is like you have a theater troupe vibe within the crew.
Yeah, we kind of do, actually. Yeah.
We're-
And I
we're-
don't, I don't think it's partly the personalities, but I also think, we're all working out of town. We were in a big lockdown when we started last year. So, we're out of town, but we couldn't really go anywhere. So I think we formed a bond really, really quickly.
And I'm just going to make up my own stuff and say with you and Harold at the top, both being Shakespearean trained type people, that probably helps pass that down throughout as sort of the heads of the town, the heads of the two sides of town, and the trickle down effect of that in a vibe with the two of you.
You know what? I don't disagree with you. It's just hard for me to see it from my perspective. Because I came in and I was like, Harold Perrineau? I'm going to act with Harold Perrineau. Oh my God.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I've been such a fan of his, obviously since the Romeo and Juliet, which was his big break. But I was a big Oz fan, and he makes that show with his
he was phenomenal in that.
I
think there may be something in there, but it's hard for me to see from my perspective.
This is also going to be a hard question because I'm not sure, but we'll play this. We'll play this message. This is a question from somebody about a decision that the townsfolk make.
What's up, suspects? This is Jesse J2G. How you doing? Elizabeth loves the show. Love it, love it, love it. Quick question.
Thank you.
Why don't people in the town just sleep during the day and be awoke at night? Can you answer that for me? Thank you very much.
Good question. I haven't thought about that. Well, I wonder if you're awake a lot of the night, that you might be more susceptible to the monster's seeming ability to. I think they can control people's behavior a little bit. Mm-hmm. So sleeping might actually be better. But that's a theory I'm making up right now.
Perfect. This is a theory channel.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do here. I'm going to make up that the cloud of smoke at Colony House protects everybody from the monster.
it's the Fatima weed.
It is.
Fatima weed, exactly.
A plague on both your houses.
Without a doubt, because I agree because this one guy, Porn Stash, he leaving out flowers for these creatures, and the creatures are coming and picking the flowers up and talking through the window. Do you think that he was this horny? No one wanted him in a Colony House and just got lonely, so he went there. He fell in love with this girl. She's a very pretty girl. Or do you think that he was controlled by and did it? Because it seemed like he wanted, like, it was on him who did it. Like, it seemed like he did it. It's just like John is saying, that dude was thirsty. He did seem type thirsty.
I was like, who's John? And I can see now. Okay, now I see John. I think I see. This is where I go with my theory of that there's an element of, if they can get their hooks into you mentally, that they'll very subtly really in. And I think she got his hook. I think he was thirsty, but I think she happened to get her hooks in him, and he just kept going with it. But that's Liz Saunders' theory.
Yes, this is Liz. This has got nothing to do with it.
I don't think Kevin would have that hard of a time. That was his name, not Porn Stash, but Mr. Kevin Porn Stash.
Kevin Porn Stash. That's his last. His last name is Porn Stash.
That's his last name. I think he probably could have pulled someone within the house if he.
I mean, I'm not saying the people in the house seem pretty open.
Well, I don't think there was that. So there was something special about her.
Yeah,
pretty, but there's other pretty gals around.
Yeah, I was very upset that the one girl got killed. I wanted her to stay on the
Oh,
show.
Trudy.
Yeah, truly, I wanted her to stay on the show. I'm very upset that they took her out. That was very mean to them. Tell the producers that the Don from the Teflon did not appreciate that one. There's other people they could have took out, but they had to take out my Trudy. They should
I'm
have
sorry.
They should have left Trudy alone. Leave Trudy alone. About to do a Britney Spears thing going on here.
Leave
Right?
my Trudy
Stealing a lot of stuff though. So.
Yeah. Listen, she could steal my stuff. She ain't got to steal. She could just took it. I was just handing it to you. That brings. Let's ask this question: who would be the person in the cast to find the way home out of everybody there? Who would be the one to find it? I mean, you see Jade. A lot of people don't like the character Jade. They say he's kind of a dick, and he is a dick. But I think that sometimes you need a dick in life to push you.
Do you want to rephrase that?
I'm sorry.
You don't have to. Go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No. So I'm just saying, do you think not is a dick like Jay, but who is the person in the cast you would think that would actually say, you know what, we got to get out of here. Let's then try to find a way home.
It might be David Alpe, actually. He's not a dick like Jade. But it might be David Alpe.
And who's the character he's playing? The name?
David plays Jade.
That's Jade.
Plays Jade.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. You need a guy like Jade. That's what I say. It's very important to have
David is nothing like Jade. Like he's sweetie.
That's an interesting question. Who in the cast is most like their character? And who is least like? Would you say Jade is the least like his character because he's so nice and his character is kind of?
No, I don't think he's the least like, but he's one of the people that's not so like. I think maybe Pega is close to Fatima.
Yeah.
She said,
should I say that not knowing anything could turn, right? And we can find out things about people that blow it all up, just like we do in real life.
See, Tony, I think she's a mole. I know this is just Liz talking.
Seriously, I'm not.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you're pontificating right now. This is no drop. I told you. Even she thinks it. I said this to her face when we interviewed her.
I don't think it. I'm just saying that any of us could be.
See, Donna is on the take. Tony.
No, it's not Donna. It's that damn bartender. That bartender's on the take.
Bartender's shady.
Yeah, he's on the take. Actually, yeah, I built the town.
You're the founder.
I'm the Wizard of Oz.
I knew it.
People in chat, Jackie C. We found the mole. Yeah, we believe there's a mole in that town.
No, you have not found the mole.
Just to quickly change the subject, and we'll get back to From in a second. I just want to talk about one of your other projects that's upcoming. Just because flipping through, your IMDb and stuff, I saw this movie that you're going to be part of that looks really awesome. It's got a few actors in it that I really like, and it sounds like a really interesting premise. Is there anything you can tell us or hint about Dormouse?
You know what? I can't. I believe it's going to come out at the end of the year. But I have not heard anything official at all.
You haven't got to see it or anything yet?
I haven't got to see it. So I don't know where they are with that. But I did read recently that they were looking at a December release.
Nice.
But that is what I read on the internet. So
nice. It looks like a really, really interesting movie, and a lot of really great actors as a part of it.
It's got some really cool actors in it, and it's sort of a punk vibe to it. I have a great character in it. She just kind of comes in. She's not throughout. She just kind of comes in, but she's like an awesome character. But all the characters I read, I was like, cool, punk, kind of throwback punk kind of vibe to it.
Excellent.
Comic book punk.
Can't wait to see it, just to add to another interesting style mixed in there with
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I have no idea how it's gonna because it's an indie, and so I was in and out. I had a lot of fun, but I'll have to wait and see how it turns out.
Yeah, I think I may have to say that's you, but I'll ask the question anyway. Who is the most likely person in the cast to become a fanboy or girl of celebrity when they see them? I mean, I seen the way you reacted when you were Harold, but who would you think in the cast would be that?
Who's most likely to fan, boy or girl?
Yeah,
Uh, Hannah, Julie,
Julie.
Hannah. Yeah, I'm actually not a big fan girl kind of person. I tend to be like, oh, whatever.
Whatever.
But you
Just
see Augustus Hill right there. It's just like, oh my goodness, you can't.
but I'm like, mine is more like, this person is a really good actor, you know. But I'm kind of like shy about it. But I think so. I think it's Hannah.
Do you have a list of actors you would love to work with? You know, anyone that's on that list, I would just absolutely love to work in a project with this person.
Oh yeah. It's sort of one of those things. It's like, it's huge, and I will not remember any of them. But Patricia Arquette, I think is
She's amazing.
fucking. I just love her. There's a couple British actresses, Nicola Walker and Sarah Lancashire, I really like, and there's a lot of great Shakespeare actors. I say Shakespeare, just classically trained theater actors. I would love to work with.
How often do you get?
Seymour Hoffman was still alive, because I would have loved that. That would have been amazing. There's a lot. There's many people that I would love to act with.
How often do you get to do?
Viola Davis. I just saw the trailer for her new film.
Oh yeah, the woman queen, female queen, or something like that.
Or is it the Women King?
The woman king, the king.
Yeah, she just like she just can really move through a lot of different kinds of characters and bring such nuance to them.
Yeah, she's an EGOT award winner, right? So you know, she's amazing talent.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Woman King is Vince Harper is saying the name of
It's called.
Yeah,
or
the Woman King.
Make it up.
And everything. Well, yeah, I think that's what Vince is saying. The Woman King is yeah. When I you thought about Patricia Arquette, like when I think of her myself, she reminds me like the actor like her, Toni Collette. Like I put those in like the same type of category, you know, like they're like, for me, like I love those especially because my name is Tony and my sister's name happens to be Colette. So
really?
Yeah, so, big fans. LMR is asking, everyone in the village seems to have some unresolved issues they're struggling with. In your opinion, what does Donna need to learn, come to terms with from her life outside the village? Now, LMR is actually a psychiatrist, so that's probably why she's asking that question.
Yeah. Oh, now putting pressure on me.
Fun time's over.
Yeah. I think there's an element of like the lines of control versus caring. I think the whole her loss of her sister is unresolved. Like I think that's a huge hole in her, and her lack of action to deal with it. And I think there's a really strong protectionism of Donna about herself. Like I think even in her warm moments, she's not a woman that can give over. She's holding on. There's probably other things.
No, that was great.
Now that was this. Is this the first time you and your husband?
She might have a few temper issues.
I don't know about that. I think that she's
he was asking for it. Your husband was asking.
I think she's justified for everything that she has done. I don't think she's gotten upset for no reason.
She has an expansive emotional range, which is an interesting thing for me because I go, well, is that a bad thing? And in our society, women are told that is a bad thing. You know, so because she has big reactions.
Mhm.
which is why I love playing with her.
Yeah, yeah. You want wood? I got wood for you. Here's
Yeah,
some wood.
exactly. Like,
Genuine
remember all that. Yeah. So it's a great question, and it's something that, like, actually is, it's, those are the kind of questions as scripts come in, it's getting more, and the web is getting thicker
Mhm.
as you're kind of like, oh, okay, that's tied to that, and okay, this is okay, that's what I can add into the mix. So I love those kind of questions.
Nice. Is this the first time you got the chance to act with your husband?
It's the first time in a long time. We met doing a terrible play together.
What play?
You won't know it. It was called The Late Great Date. It was a kid's show. It was really bad. And but that's where we met.
We've all done those plays.
Yeah, well, you kind of, especially when you start out, you're like, oh yeah, I'll take that gig. And it's like, oh, this is bad. But we did it, and that's where we met, and we had fun doing it. But we've not worked on anything together since. We've sometimes been on shows, but different episodes. But even that, we did. So it was the first time in a really, like, 20, nearly 30 years.
Yeah.
Aw, I'm reading T-Ville's comment.
Aw.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I agree. I don't think you could.
I shouldn't take credit for that. Donna should.
No, I don't think you can answer this question, but I put it up here. Any plans are from also hitting other streaming platforms to get the show a little bit more exposure?
I wish I knew the answer to that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's
there
okay.
probably is. I'm not in on that stuff.
Yeah,
But it would be really nice for us to get the word out, because everybody's been so positive. Like, we've had an unbelievably positive
This show is exceptionally good and addicting, and the people that have watched it, there's a high. You talked about Patricia Arquette. Tony and I have said this many times. The two best shows, just new shows of last year, were From and Severance. I don't know if you got a chance to watch Severance, and that's an excellent show. And I think quality-wise, it's 1 and 1A, and both shows haven't got as wide distribution because they're on specialty apps. And you got we've championed this and talked about this a lot, how much we hope that it gets added to Hulu, Amazon, or Netflix, one of the big ones.
Yeah.
People can see it, because I have a feeling it's going to be very, people are going to get way into it. There's a good percentage of who sees it to likes it ratio.
I hope so. And I mean, I think it might, if it does, it might be Amazon, but that's based on, like, I think.
that's good. That's great.
That'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I really know nothing. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
And look, if you look at other shows that it's helped, if you look at Evil went to Netflix and it blew up on Netflix, and Better Call Saul, I mean, Breaking Bad wasn't big until it went on Netflix.
I didn't realize it. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched it on Netflix. I hadn't really thought about the fact that it wasn't on there.
Yeah, when it was just on AMC, no one was watching it. They were winning awards and no one was watching it. Then they did a big dump of the seasons on Netflix, and that's when everyone learned about the show. And
it was getting dwarfed by a great show as well, with Mad Men was getting a lot of the press at the time, so everyone was watching Mad Men and talking about that, not watching Breaking Bad as much in those first couple of seasons.
It's so crazy, because I don't even think of Mad Men and Breaking Bad being of the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Time. Like, I think of Breaking Bad as being several years later, so it was actually coming up. Its original.
I believe there was some crossover, and I'm going to check the years to make sure, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the first couple of years of Breaking Bad were within the Mad Men run when it was at its height, so it didn't quite get the attention. And obviously the juggernaut of The Walking Dead was there as well. Yeah. So other things were getting more attention. And that's the most amazing thing. Speaking of The Walking Dead, that feeling of the early Walking Dead where anyone could go at any time, and also the mystery aspect that comes with. You mentioned talking about other shows. Does the word "lost" ever come up on set?
No.
Yeah. never. Right?
It really come up on set, but yeah, we're well aware
of the lost. Yeah, because there is a, and I think that's what people love about it as well, is it gives that same pedigree kind of feeling of the Lost mixed with The Walking Dead. So when anything's possible, and the mystery box kind of vibe.
Yeah. No, I think we hear it mostly coming at us, the lost thing. But on set we don't really. It's not like it's banned or anything.
Yeah. Don't say that word. The L word. The L word is banned on.
Don't bring that up. No, this show, and I'm gonna be honest, has Walking Dead potential without a doubt. If this needs to be seen, anyone's I've ever suggested the show, and it's been so many people love this show. I have not heard anyone like. Everyone loves this show, and as Phil said, there's only 2 shows: Severance and this show. 1A, 1B, without a shadow of a doubt, whichever one I would put y'all show first because it's more my style. But that's it. This year, without a doubt, those are the 2 best shows of the year.
Thank you. Thanks.
Without a doubt, so I think you have a really good thing. I just Vince Sharp became. We said, wait, ain't coming home.
Walt's coming off the bus.
I actually made that joke to John last year when we got 10. So you're really funny, whoever wrote that, because I said the same joke. We got this, and everybody was going, "Who's on the bus?" So everybody was making all these guesses, and they started getting more and more ridiculous. And I was
Do you
like,
want to know my guess?
It's gonna be Walt, and we're gonna start a big old meth lab of it.
You know my guess is coming off that bus. I'm going to tell you, don't give any emotional.
Okay, I'm going to put my poker face on.
All right, I think it's the girl Kenny wants is fiance. I think is the one coming off that bus. That's who I think is coming off there because it's from the same area that she said she was from, and I don't think that's a coincidence. So that's my prediction. The Don Tony Teflon. That's my reasoning for it, why it's going to go down. But I think that's why I'm saying Kenny ain't getting that girl.
He thinks it's going to be like a Lucy moving the football every time Charlie Brown goes.
Yeah. But every time.
Do you have any theories about who's on the bus?
My theory was it's going to be the amount of people that were lost so that the town replaces the amount of people every time a certain amount leave, the same amount come in. So it was more about the amount of people. I was hoping a long-haired hippie and a dude with a Yankees hat comes on to join Colony House.
Let's go playing the bongos and rapping.
That's who I want. That's my theory. No, I'm kidding. But that's what I was saying towards the end of the season, that I think it's going to be an equal amount, that there's something in the town that when a few people, same amount die, that come back in. So there's always a certain amount of town.
Jackie says even Stephen King says he loves From. You got Stephen King said it.
Yeah.
And also Howard Stern shouted this out too.
Yeah.
Howard Stern said how much he loved it live on the radio, how much and people should watch this show, that him and his wife, it's their go-to show that they lay in and watch and stuff. So no, it's a great show, and I'm so happy for you, happy for the cast of the show and everyone, especially Harold. He's been working hard, and this is his show, and that's why I keep telling people this is his show, and I'm glad that he's finally got the lead that this is his show. He's been so great in so many other shows.
Yeah,
his time, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I think it'll be this show, and I think there'll be a whole bunch of other things for him too. I
hope so.
Yeah,
so
and I think other people on the show as well. But meanwhile, we're doing this.
No, you got a lot. It's going to be a lot going on for you soon. I'm saying this is your genre right now, and I think you may find yourself in a lot of horror films and coming up and everything. Like we were talking.
I would like to, but I would like to do other, like, not horror as well.
I can already tell from talking to you, be good in the comedy, like just from the way we're bouncing off today. You'd be great in the comedic.
I hope I would be. I love classical stuff, and I like.
I mean, you can't study again, not mean to go back to theory, but you can't study Shakespeare and the beats without understanding like rhythm of comedy and all those kinds of stuff that I think most people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Would you like to go back to I don't know if this show would allow you to, but go to Broadway, do some plays? Would you like to do that? Would that be on the table for you right now, or just this shows this? You say 5 months shoots.
I don't know if in terms of like timing and stuff, that would be dreamy. I don't see it happening, but it would be dreamy. That would be pretty awesome to, in my off time, go to Broadway. Yeah. But
Do you still have time to teach classes and put on and direct with the From schedule, or are you sort of on a hiatus from those
a
types?
little bit of a hiatus. I have been doing a bit. I was doing a little bit of it, but then I kind of went the teaching schedule. It's kind of hard. I'll coach sometimes, but more of my energy's been so much on this.
Not directing though. That's too much all
No,
in.
yeah, no, I'm taking that I'm on a break from that, maybe indefinitely. I'm not sure. I that's something I'll see about. Like, yeah,
Most
I
stressful
just
experience.
marvel when I don't think I'll ever, never say never, I guess, on TV, but I marvel at the directors on set. I'm just like,
Ashley Sapp says, Donna is my girl on the show. Love your character. You and Boyd on my phase, but the entire cast is incredible.
thank you, Ashley.
Now, do you find yourself, now since you're a coach, and I know, like sometimes, like, do people come to you for direction, to coach them through certain scenes during this, or has everyone, have you given like advice to someone? You have a lot of young actors on this.
Yeah, no one has, and actually, I wouldn't do it. Like, I mean, if somebody, as one actor to another, wanted to discuss, like, what do I'm not sure about this, and just have an actorly discussion. But no, I would never. I made that a rule for myself. That I just think it could get messy. Not with the other actor, but like that you start incidentally.
Yeah, even a positive intentioned line read or something can kind of rub the wrong person the wrong way.
Yeah.
It sends like
Yeah.
some direction type stuff.
Yeah. So I don't. I keep, don't pee in the pool.
No, they got purple stuff in there now.
Yeah, we'll turn it on. They know where it comes from. It's
Is
like
that real? Or is that just a rumor? I've heard. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
it's like when a place tells you it's on camera so people don't steal. It's just one of the, it's like it's a deterrent. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you know if I ever find out.
yeah, we'll all try next time we're at the hotel or something.
Yeah.
All right, we're not going to keep you. You got you over here now.
Yeah,
know
I
you're bored.
should run along. This has
Yeah,
been
we're
good
good.
fun, guys. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
listen, again, I would like to say thank you. I was, this is just come on a whim and from a Twitter situation, and you actually came on, and I just want to truly thank you, thank your team, and the people at Epix for allowing you to come on. And I know it's probably they don't want people doing a lot of things while they're shooting and stuff, but you were able to get it done for us, and we truly appreciate it. And hopefully you come back. When the season's on and when it's about to drop, and we could chop it up some more, and maybe it's some more theories about season 3 and all that good stuff, and more projects and other stuff when your other movie comes out. We could get that popping too.
Yeah, you're welcome. Cool. We'd love to chat with you again. Thank you so much for coming.
This was a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you.
And thanks everybody for posting stuff and sending messages in.
No doubt. And you can find her. We'll have her social media stuff in the description, so you can find her on Twitter and everything else, and you can talk to her on that. She's very funny on Twitter and everything else, and so you'll definitely it's definitely worth the follow and everything else. If you like the way you do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.